a little bit for breakfast. Day 4. It's 8:24 a.m. here. So, ooh, let me get my mic. Forgot. I even forgot to charge my phone. Sure, what happened to my mic and it fell. So now the clip of it to go on the t-shirt kind of broken, so I have to hold it. Anyways, there we go. Should have worn my necklace so I can just kind of like put this here. Probably tomorrow. I'll just wear my necklace just to kind of, because it's a magnet. So, boom. Righty. I'm glad my waking up schedule is being earlier lately. So I like it. All right. So yesterday, with my coffee session, I was. What did we talk about? Hmm. Um, online dating, right? So I guess it's safe to just go with ghosting as well, right? So yeah, let's talk about ghosting. And no, I don't mean Halloween ghosting. It's like, if you're vibing with somebody and then maybe texting every day, maybe you even went on a date, and then they just suddenly stop talking to you. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, that kind of ghosting. And you don't get a goodbye, you don't hear from them again, right? So that is bad, but I guess it's common with, like, everyone dating, just going online to use dating apps to meet people. And of course, with that comes with disadvantages, like stuff like that. People can just ghost you, and then, I mean, you don't know them. So of course, that's what you have to expect. This thing fell, so I'm not gonna eat it. I might forget and like eat this. So yeah, I guess it has happened to probably all of us. For me, probably back in the day. Uh, So now I'm not sure if it will, because initially from the get go, um, I think we should look for, you know red flags, green flags. But I guess everyone has experienced being ghosted, or you're the one who ghosted somebody. Mm, I'm sorry, it's bad manners to even like eat now. But yeah, I'm trying to remember if I did that before. But I feel like I have. But yeah, if you guys have crazy stories about, people ghosting, or if you ghosted somebody, I mean, I guess it's normal. All of us have been through that phase that you don't really like somebody, and, you know, without having the courage to say it to the person, you just kind of like disappear. And and that's the thing, I guess. It also comes with, experience. You go and experience that for yourself, or somebody, you did it to somebody, or somebody did it to you, or you've heard stories about people being ghosted, or, you know um yeah, a friend of yours told you. I guess we just learn and grow, and then, the best thing to do is to have the courage to tell the person that you're not interested in them. And I guess not everyone has the courage to do that, because I mean, yeah, um yeah, it goes with experience. Like, when you go through all of that, um experience for yourself, then, or when you mature, then you know that that's the right thing to do, and you do that, right? So yeah, like for me, of course, if I don't like somebody, I think I probably would ghost them, but when I was younger. But now, of course, I it's best to tell the person, or just don't give them, just don't lead them on, or just be straight for what you want, what you're looking for, and just not lead people on if, you don't have the same interest, and, the feeling is not mutual. So yeah. Have I had some I'm trying to think if I actually was like talking to somebody and they stopped talking to me. Did I? Did that happen to me? Mm. I'm trying to remember, because, well, it's been so long since I went out on a date. So, but yeah, what's the worst, like, ghosting story for you guys? Like, have you ghosted someone? And what's the pettiest reason, like, you stopped talking to someone? Oh my God, that's so funny. What's the pettiest thing that made me stop talking to someone? Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Hmm. I mean, I guess I just have like turn offs for, like, texting and bad grammar, and, like, you don't use question marks, stuff like that. That's a turn off for me. Um, yeah, it irritates me to look at a text message without proper grammar, or you're not using punctuation marks. Like, why? Mm-mm. Or, yeah, that should be the main one for me, really. Um, and it's very petty, I know, but come on now. I mean, if I was younger, I would tolerate it much more. But since I'm like in my 30s, that is unacceptable. Like, no. If you're gonna just like message me, like, how are you, and not put a question mark at the end, oh my gosh, no. Mm-mm. That does not deserve an answer. And I'm so sorry that, um, there are some people who are not privileged enough to, go to school and learn proper English and all of that. And I do, understand with people who don't speak English as their first language. Of course, that one is understandable, and I don't hold them against that against them, because of course, I mean, um, yeah, if you speak a different language, then it's understandable. But yeah, for the rest, if you're not using proper grammar and you're not using punctuation marks, no. Mm-mm. Or if you're just trying to say hello, or you just say hello and that's it, or hey, oh my gosh, no, that's such a turn off. But we're on ghosting stories, so yeah, I'm trying to think about um what someone would have done for me to ghost them. If you're asking, if we're the same age, or yeah, of course, for me, if I'm dating someone now, you should be at least about 30, because I'm 35, and I'm looking for someone who's older than me. But 30 works in that category. 30 is fine. But if you're gonna like ask me for money, that one also is, I'm gonna ghost you, and it's not possible. Because if you're already in your 30s and you're asking me for money, that mm-mm, you shouldn't even be trying to know somebody. You shouldn't even be trying to date, because dating comes with, you know, relationship and then more to that. And if you're already asking for money, what good are you, what value are you adding to me? That's not possible. So no, I'm gonna chew my this. There are some people who go on dates and they would literally just, I think I've just seen in podcasts, or like fun podcasts. Like they would just like go somebody just because you're chewing too loud, things like that. But yeah, everyone has their own experiences, and I'm sure a lot of us have experienced that at some point in our lives. So um, it's nothing to be shy of, because yeah, we learn, we grow, we mature, and we do better. Tell the person that you know it's not gonna work. You're not for me, and you're not what I'm looking for, and that's fine. Like, why would you force something that is, you don't feel a connection, or you don't feel anything towards somebody, and then just go with it? For me personally, I would not, just to like spare the person's feelings, to not feel bad, because I would feel bad that they feel bad. But I guess, the more you kind of like go with the flow, the more you kind of, you know, there's more feelings involved. So it's better to do it, already, right away. As soon as you know that this person is not for you. So yeah, we learn, we grow, and we do um, the best thing, the best approach that we should do. What else about ghosting? Hmm. But I guess it's crazy if you already go on a date with the person, right? Like, if you're, I guess if you're just in the initial, just swiping, and then you're talking to somebody, and then someone just stops talking to you. I guess that's fine because people have work and they're busy, so of course. But if you've already been on a date, been out on a physical date with somebody outside for dinner, for lunch, I guess that one hurts more. Like, you know, just tell the person because yeah, that one's sad. I guess someone did that to me. Yeah, my last date. Where did I meet this person? Oh, in a bar. Yeah, I met this person in a bar. He seemed so cool, really nice. Well, not really nice. I just met him at the bar. But when we were talking on like Instagram, that's the worst. I'm already cringing at myself for even, having some kind of feels for this person, which is so funny. And then, oh, I think I should save this for like first date stories. Yeah, because it's kind of like, yeah, I'm supposed to do the first date stories like some other time, but yeah, I'll just generally share the ghosting one now, but I'll do the actual story maybe like when I get to the first date stories. So yeah, what happened? So yeah, it was like 2 weeks already, and we were like just talking on Instagram every day. It was so fun. I was really excited, telling my friends like, "Oh my god!" You know, it's like every time I get a text, I'm like so happy, like, "Oh my god, I got a text." Yeah, and then after we met, yeah, um, I guess we were planning to meet again with my friends to like go to the bar that weekend, and then, well, yeah, come the weekend, and I told him like, we're going to the bar. She told me, come, this is the place. And of course, yeah, there's no reply. He didn't talk to me anymore. I was updating him the night, like, we're here, we're going there. If you're gonna come, we transferred already, like stuff like that. So embarrassing. Mm-mm. And no response. Oh my God. So, yeah, the story of my life. And the date was even bad. So I'm gonna share that in the first date disasters. But yep, that was bad. And it kind of does something, I guess, on your self-esteem, I guess. But that's why, even if these things happen, you just have to be like, it's not my person, and um why would I force something with somebody who already, showed me the kind of person they are. So yeah, but I guess, that's why it's important to not just talk to one person. And it's not to say just go and, go hang out with multiple people, go to their homes like that. No, I'm just saying, like, um that's why I do agree to kind of um talk to, if you're online, you can just like talk to maybe 2 3 people at the same time, just to like, you know nothing more than just like talking or going on like coffee dates, um things like that, so you don't kind of like get put your emotion, you don't already invest all your emotions in this one person, and then you end up just being so devastated because the person stopped talking to you. I mean, that's so sad. But um I would also say that I could have wanted to have a to meet sooner than like later, because it was already like 2 3 weeks past. So in between that time, I could have just been also, open to talking to other people, and not just be like, oh my gosh, I'm so flattered, I'm talking to this person and he's so, he makes me feel so great, um stuff like that. So yeah, I would just for myself also, just to immediately have a physical meet up with the person, not just initial exchange your number, exchange your social media, but also, go ahead and just meet up again and have a date, lunch or dinner or coffee, and just to know if the person is like, uh yeah, if you really vibe with that person. Because if you're gonna meet the person in the bar and just kind of have some feels for that person just through text, I mean, now just thinking about it, I'm also, yeah, that's kind of like, not a good approach. And that's terrible, that's a terrible approach to getting your own heart broken for no reason, because you barely know the person. You just, you know um yeah, you just, this is the rubbish truck. But yeah. And sometimes before, I used to judge people for like, how can you just like, go online and fall in love with someone who you've not even met, like you're just talking to them. But when you experience that, like you just like kind of isolate yourself. Not really isolate, yeah, just like keep to yourself. You don't go out, you don't just, you just like, you're by yourself most of the time. You work, you just keep by yourself, right? And then suddenly you meet somebody and then you're talking to them every day. Of course you're gonna have some kind of like, emotional, um attachment, or some kind of feeling already. And now I don't blame the ones who just, go online and fall in love very quickly and get scammed by people. Because I mean, if the person is like talking to you every day and giving you some kind of, you know just makes you feel great every day, for someone to like think about you every day, to like send you a cute sweet message, right? That one is already something. So I don't blame the ones who get scammed online. um yeah, those love scams as well. But yeah, for us who can really like go out and put ourselves out there and date, I think, yeah, the best approach would be talk to the person, go out, meet with them physically, and then feel the vibe. So, yep. And that is the those are the kind of disadvantages you also have. I mean, for ghosting, it is, you can even meet the person physically and then they still ghost you, or you just talk to somebody, you get attached to them, you have a liking to them, and then they just ghost you. It just, this one goes for even physical meetups or online as well. So, um yeah, I guess it's the culture also in the modern, the digital world as well. um that's also something that, uh, we experience. Okay, my phone is on like do not disturb so that I don't get messages, because this is day 4 and I'm so proud that I keep, doing lives every day after my morning meditation, um, with my coffee out here. There's something about having coffee outdoors that gives a different kind of satisfaction that I love. That's why I always go to the park, I even if I go to coffee shops, I mostly stay outside. Even at the bars, like I would just really choose like a the setting that's outdoors. So yeah, I don't know. It just gives me some a different sense of satisfaction. And yeah, even sometimes when I wanna like write in my diary or work, I also come outside to sit and just enjoy the air. Just a little breeze is good enough. But right now there's none, and it's gonna rain later on. This is August, and in the Philippines, it's kind of like the rainy season, typhoon season as well. So it's just sunny now, but it gets dark like midday, and then it rains hard. So yeah, I'm so interested. Like when I go through Facebook, I usually like to hear. I used to. I love listening to podcasts, like any podcast, personal development, business, all of that. Right. So when I go on, I am so excited when I get like when I come across fun podcasts of people sharing about their dating experiences and stuff like that. And so there's one that I came across on Facebook. I forgot the name, but they share like the craziest dating stories ever, and I love it. It's like so crazy. But I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna maybe in one of the episodes I'll just share something that I heard from there. But it's the craziest, dating experiences that those ladies share. And there's one also, I think this one I saw on Facebook is like an American, um for Americans, but I've seen I also am listening to this podcast where these girls are in the UK, African girls in the UK. They share like dating experiences with guys, and they just get like people right into them, like crazy experiences, relationship, dating, all of that. So it's so funny, and it's crazy how much craziness like um yeah is is out there. So yeah, I like listening to those as well. I want to know who has like a crazy ghosting story. But I guess um with ghosting, it just really comes down to communication anyways. And when you're, I guess, when you're younger and you don't just know better, and you just like scared to hurt people's feelings. For me, I know that was why I would not, and I would just like stop talking to somebody, just not reply, and just like scene zone them. And that would be the reason. So it really comes down to communication, really. um I guess, yeah, just to avoid like conflict and like having people feel bad, we just ghost. And that doesn't like justify why people ghost. But I guess when you look at it in that perspective of like why what would make someone ghost somebody, um in the context of their age, their personality. And again, it's not to justify ghosting, but just to have kind of a little compassion for how the person is, that they might you know that they did that to you. And for me, it's like, let's just all see it as a blessing in disguise, and you can just see that it's not for you. And um I'm sure you went on to experience better people who you met after, and that wouldn't have happened if you would have, continued to talk to the person, or have your emotions so involved that you just don't want to let go of this person who ghosted you, and just be in your feelings and be sad and depressed and all of that. So yeah, if that happens to you, see it as a blessing in disguise and move on. You'll find better and the person for you. Um, because all of us have did it, or we were on the receiving side. So just to have that kind of mindset, um, as you go on with dating, I guess that helps also. Um, just to not feel bad about yourself that you did something wrong or the person doesn't like you for some reason. No, it's because you just don't know how the person is. They just probably have their own reasons. They're shy to tell you. They just don't want to cause any conflict, or all of that, which is, like we said, it's not to justify ghosting, but when you look at it in those perspectives, you kind of like, you know just shrug it off, and yeah, it hurts, but let's move on to something better, and someone who um is mature enough to tell you that they're not interested in you, right? So um yeah, because when you're on the receiving end, I guess we've all experienced being on the receiving end, and on the, the one who gave that experience, this vibe to somebody. So hi. Yeah, so that's life, and we just, learn from experiences and just continue living, and hopefully find the person for us and have great dating experiences, right? So that's the only way to go through all of this, and to eventually, I hope, for everyone to find their person that's for them. Yeah, I am gonna finish I'm so glad that I have this, because imagine if you're outdoors for this long, 30 minutes to 1 hour, and then you have your coffee. Come on now, it's gonna be cold, and I enjoy my coffee hot. I like having these crackers, just to like, it's something to munch on. Hmm. But I guess to close, I'd say, yeah, if you guys have like, crazy ghosting experiences, please drop it in the comments. I want to read it because it's kind of interesting to read or hear about stories, and for other people to it's kind of, when it passes, it's kind of like, it's funny. So um yeah, I would say, to close um the live, I would say, would you rather be ghosted or told the truth? All right, so for me, I think I already shared that. Like, if I was younger, and I did that in my younger days, but for now, yeah, just tell the person. All right, so yep, I'm keen to know stories of of experiences of other people who have ghosting stories, or you were the one who ghosted. And that's okay because we learn and we grow and we just do better, right? So this is day three. It's day four already. Okay. I think I'll see if tomorrow I'm gonna talk about mm, what's that? Dating experiences. No, first date experiences, right? Or like green flags, red flags of dating. Or, when you initially meet someone, what are the green flags, the red flags, right? So I guess that can be tomorrow, but we'll see. But yeah, like I mentioned, would you rather be told, or yeah, would you rather be like ghosted? Would you rather would you rather be told the truth or just be ghosted by somebody? So, yep. Thanks for joining my live. This was fun. Yet again, day three. Sorry, day four. Have a nice day.